be proud of. Norm Duke, Mark Williams in the first semifinal match of the Choice Hotels Classic. Norm Duke had a 300 in the earlier going this morning.
Okay. That's the type of hit Bud Wilkinson loved. Norm Duke, who had that 300 in his one match this morning, earning his right to go against the number 2 seed, Mark Williams, at whom you're looking. All right. The winner of this game, of course, will meet the Player of the Year winner earlier this year, Walter Ray Williams.
Style of Mark Williams, just everything under control. Shoulder high, come straight through with that cocked wrist. Watch that wrist release the ball. Steady head, follow through towards target. He bowled very well yesterday morning, and that's the type of condition we have out here right now. Both these players, Chris, have seen this lane condition. This was the shot that showed up to us yesterday morning, where the 2 senior players didn't have the luxury of bowling on this condition. They struggled in the first match. We won't see that here.
And of course, Norm Duke won the AC Delco Classic, our first of the year.
As we look at Norm Duke's style, the reason we won't see it is these players had the chance to adjust yesterday morning to this lane condition, and they've made the move. Duke with just a perfect style. Watch his arm swing inside out. Look at that. One of the top 5 players in the world today, and he wants to sit on top of the heap. He wants not only Mark Williams, but he wants a piece of Walter Ray in the final. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
210.
Just got it a little too wide. The ball starts coming back and kind of rolls out. What he needs to do is get the ball to the left of the 2-pin, drive the 2 into the 10. A shot he's made a number of times this week, but he'd like to have it right now.
Norm Duke. It's an open in the 3rd frame. 14-10 lead by Mark Williams. No relation to our tournament leader, Walter Ray Williams. Does have a brother, Derek, who's out here on the tour.
Derek was the alternate, finished 25th.
There's 3 in a row. 6'1", 200 pounds, and 36 years old. Last victory was in 1988, the Tournament of Champions.
Mark's brother out 25th in the tournament. His dad, Wayne, has been here all week long. In fact, I was sitting right next to his dad as Mark bowled a perfect 300 game on Wednesday afternoon. A proud father hoping his son can take home a victory.
Ten.
The 3 players, Mark Williams, Norm Duke, Walter Ray Williams, 3 of the most versatile players we have on the PBA Tour. Watch the technique at the spare shooting here of Mark Williams. He'll kill that big hook, go straight across lane, very accurate.
Okay, leading by 23 pins here in our second match. This fountain that you're going to look at is in front of the Old North, which is a part of the campus of the University of Central Oklahoma in Edmond. The students come here from 40 states and 72 foreign countries. Don't forget, special time, 2 Eastern Central, next Saturday.
Norm Duke up in the 4th frame, started with 2 strikes, left the 2-10 split, trails by 23.
Okay. Won the 1993 ABC Masters in Tulsa. Okay, Marshall Holman.
Walter, I was out in the 70s. I watched Earl Anthony bowl at his best. I watched Mark Roth bowl at his best. But enough about them. What about, what's been happening with you this week? You've just been doing great.
Well, I've had a good year, obviously, and I'm wanting to repeat like I did last year. So I got to go out there and be aggressive, and I was able to do that this week and hung in there and got the top spot.
All right, well, I think you're ready to do it. I watched you practice, and good luck to you, buddy.
That shot,
Hey, Marshall.
Yeah.
Sometime we want to talk about you.
Yeah. Should have done that.
Here's a big shot for Norm Duke. Unexpected. He's playing around the third arrow, trying to play that big hook, sends it really wide into the moat. Whew. Actually, a pretty easy spare, as good a strike ball as he has. He just has to concentrate on make the spare, forget the gutter ball.
Yes, after 2 errors now, he's come back to strike. You professionals are something.
Well, big players like, say, Norm Duke are high-risk, high-reward players. If they're going to throw some bad shots like that, they just have to forget it and come back. He just did it. Mark Williams leads by 22. A solid 9. The pins are just not enough to resist today's bowling balls, Chris. A hit that should never leave any pins at all. The 5 pin is driven to the right of the 9.
Okay. You know, tomorrow on ABC Sports, Pizza Hut College Basketball presents a regional doubleheader. First, 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. Number 2 Duke looks to avenge an earlier season upset at the hands of ACC rival Wake Forest. Or Marquette hosts Cincinnati. Then, Game 2, Arizona meets Cal in the Pac-10, or 8th-ranked Temple takes on number 13 Massachusetts. All tomorrow here on ABC. Fourth strike and 6 frames for Mark Williams, number 2 seed, earning the number 3 spot, Norman Duke. There is Karen, native of Oklahoma. Pretty.
Karen, a nurse at a local hospital here, hoping that her husband can cut the lead of Mark Williams down to 12 pins with a strike here in the 7th. Have to put that gutter ball out of your mind, Norm. Just send it out and give it room. He's standing way to the left. These lanes are unbelievably slick, and yet he's trying to play a shot in this area. What a shot. Tremendous power. Chris, time to editorialize. Bowling should not have trip 2 pins. They should not have messengers into the 10 pin, and they should not have solid 9s. Today's bowling balls are too strong for the bowling pins that the professionals are bowling against. Once again, he almost leaves a 7-9 split on as good a shot as he could possibly throw.
Okay, how do we equalize things? Well, I'll talk to you about that later, because we're going to have to go away for a moment for an important message. 22-pin lead by Williams. Tournament leader. Also player of the year, Walter Ray Williams Jr. Most dominant player, not in one form of competition, but 2. Bowling and horseshoes, world champion.
Okay, Mark Williams, 7th frame, strike working, has a 22-pin lead over Norm Duke. Can extend that lead to 32 with 1 additional strike here in the 7th frame.
Leaving a 3.
Not enough speed. That's the shot that the senior players were playing out there in the 1st or 2nd board. The lane is very dry in that zone. The ball must go high. He's lucky to avoid the 310 baby split. You see the pin action here. Comes away with a simple spare. 10 pin, the last to fall.
So Derek and Dad, Wayne and Derek Williams, Beaumont, Texas.
All right, for Norm Duke, let's take him off the sheet. Possible 226. Mark Williams going at a 218 pace. 3 frames left. Semifinal game, Choice Hotel Classic. The winner will meet Walter Ray Williams Jr. for the title. Here we go.
And then the champion will meet Gary Dickinson for an additional $25,000 winner take all in the Choice Challenge.
It's must time for Norm Duke.
That was a strike in the 8th frame for Norm Duke, originally from the Fort Worth, Texas area.
tricks the 2 into the 4. The 6 knocks out the 10. He stays alive. But to win the match, he absolutely must strike here. Trails by 22 pins, can cut the lead of Mark Williams down to 12. Ninth frame, Williams knows the story. Here we go. Neither one of this duo will back off in the clutch. So here it comes down to the man who can perform in the 9th or 10th frames. Williams has to guard against getting an open, but he still must stay aggressive because in order to shut out Norm Duke, he has to throw more strikes. And that was not an aggressive shot. Babied it down there. Duke knows he's still alive. Here's that soft shot out to about the second board. Ball breaks high. He avoided the 3-10 split in the 7th frame. Now he has the 3-6-10 here in the 9th.
Tomorrow, after America's Funniest Hour, Patrick Duffy and Suzanne Somers share with you the one moment most couples never have on tape, their proposals. Valentine's Day comes a day early on Will You Marry Me? Then, Ted Danson, Tom Selleck, and Steve Guttenberg star in Three Men and a Little Lady. All tomorrow on ABC.
10th frame, semifinal, all even. Right now, Mark Williams with a spare and a strike will force Norm Duke to strike. We have a possibility of a tie match. First thing in front of Mark Williams is to make this 10-pin. Simple as this. Norm Duke has to do whatever Mark Williams does. If Mark Williams gets 9, Duke has to get 9 spare strike. It would be a tie. If Williams strikes, Duke has to strike to win. Pin count, very important. A strike forces Duke to strike.
So it's a 206.
This man who won the Masters, who prides himself on being one of the toughest action players in the world. He'll bowl anybody. I would be surprised if he doesn't throw the strike for the win. He needs it.
He cranked that one.
He put all he had on it, Chris.
Absolutely.
One tough Texan who has moved to Oklahoma. Look at those eyes. Six pins. Remember, he had one on the channel. He may just throw this down the middle. Uh-oh, look at this. Look at this. 191. He needs to get one of these pins to secure a victory. Still a smart move, Norm Duke. Still smart. Keep it out of the channel. Needs one pin. Guarantee you he'll stay behind the foul line. You'll see that same shot straight down the middle, aiming at the head pin. It's going to be Duke and Walter Ray.
That's a great match.
This week, the Choice Hotel's Tip of the Week spotlight.